What's going on, dudes? Ghxst here, and welcome back to some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. This is part 38. If you guys remember where we left off, we finally got Lana to talk. Unfortunately, it did cost Gumshoe his job, but we finally got Lana to talk. Now Gant is in the hot seat, because you know he's a killer. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it now. We went from it being Lana to Jake to Lana again to Gant. Apparently she was given orders to kill Goodman. Why? We don't know, which is why we're going to trial today. I'm not about to waste no more time on this. If you guys are looking to see and want more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to try and wrap this series up in one video. So this video might be a little longer, but let's get into it. This is it. The final day. This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I've been trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems as if something's been happening behind the scenes. Edgeworth! Knowing you've already figured it out. Who the owner of the 777 ID number is, that is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Yeah. It looks like I'm not the only one who's figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to whom you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right? And Chief Prosecutor Sky will be found guilty. But she didn't do it. I figured you'd say as much. That's why I came here to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he's ever done something like this. Lana's hiding something, and the only way we'll ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. Truth? Everything goes back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid. Today's the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. That depends on you. If she's found guilty, you'll lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, right? This is it. If I'm ever going to find out what Chief Gant has on her, it's now. It's time. I pray to God this is not difficult. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Normally, this is when the prosecution puts forth its opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. Chief Gant. So this man can just appear at the stands now, instead of just sliding over. Morning, folks! How's everyone doing? Hey, Udgy. Been back to the pool yet? Nope, I've been drowning enough as it is in my work. Oh, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Lana, that is to say the defendant, has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. She wants to do what? Having heard what she intends to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and trouble. If she is about to come up here and say that she did it, I'm about to lose my mind. What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like to put an immediate end to this trial. If you are about to sit up here in this, up on this defendant's chair or whatever this is right now, and say that I'm guilty, I'm the one who killed Goodman, I'm about to throw my controller at my 27-inch monitor. Huh? I confess to all the charges against me. My webcam broke on that. Hold on. I confess to all the charges against me. Make sure everything's still recording. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodman in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. Oh, Lana? Right? Goofy? Dumbass?
Objection!
You can't! Your Honor, the defendant's claim does not change the defendant's plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I no longer require your services. But Lana, Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack direct evidence against me, but has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please. Well, the defendant clearly has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's... Oh, what? Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise. This can't be happening, right? We went through all that for the past, what? However parts of this chapter I done did, just for her to say she's guilty? Bro, Gant, you're hiding something, bro. You're about to get caught up. It appears the time for a verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant...
Objection!
One moment, Your Honor. Thank you, Edgeworth. Please speak. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution has not yet proven the defendant... The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage would certainly be premature. Come now, Worthy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just keep your good little... Why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut? You're definitely hiding something, bro. Good little boy? That is demeaning and crazy. I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Creating another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes. Sorry, but I'm no longer the naive little boy you would have me be. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some kind of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, Not everyone operates as you do, Worthy. Bro, please, Edgeworth, call him out. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its first witness. Oh, to whom? As its first witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court hears her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, I am exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Sky. Yes, tell her! Golly! The exposure of truth results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it will be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution's request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant? Worthy. You'll live to regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Sky, please take to the stand. Looks like Edgeworth's decided to take the horse by the reins. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma. Emma Sky. My occupation? I'm Lana's little sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered the serial killer Joe Dark of the Joe Dark killings. Is that correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to recall those events one more time. Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerns the murder of Detective Goodman. Is an incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant? Yes, it most certainly is. Well, okay then. He sure gave in fast. Now, please testify about what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. I said this some time ago about the writing in this game, but it is terrible. Who says yesteryear? It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Let's wrap this up. I'm trying to clear this out in one episode. I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me. But I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest. Did I say he was stabbed in the back? Anyway. It's a good thing you weren't harmed. I passed out. I don't remember much. That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth. What does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder? That will soon become apparent, Your Honor. You gotta admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. Very well. The defense may begin its cross-examination. Alright, there's one thing I did want to press. Took me hostage. In an instant. I want to press that. That must have been a real shot. Even now when I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly. Tell us. What were you doing in that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dark was holding you hostage. When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside and the two began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching them. Emma doesn't have any reason to lie, but Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much about this case as she can. Alright, let me look at the autopsy here. Cause of death, single stab wound. piercing heart and lung. Okay, never mind. That threw one of my things out the window. I was in the office with my sister. Took me hostage. Rescued me. I'll never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised his knife at me and stabbed Marshall in the chest. Okay. I want to press something else. Can you tell us about that? Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark just then. The lights went out. The lights? It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby. So the electricity went out. Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right? Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. That sudden flash left an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind. I see. I told the detective about what I saw then. The detective? Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case. Detective Bruce Goodman. The victim? Hear more. So you spoke with Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago? Yes. That was so scary about this trial. That's what's so scary about this trial. And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw? Yes, but at the time, the words just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture. A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before. Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough? Ask about the picture. Yes. This picture the witness drew. I believe it has a very important meaning. But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture. Witness, would you mind if we added this statement to your testimony? Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of that scene once, but it seems to have been lost. Okay, it's just out of order. Alright. You drew a picture of the scene you witnessed, right? Yes, I wanted to do everything I could to help the investigation. I can still see it now, whenever I close my eyes. That's strange. I took over the case after Prosecutor Marshall died. Yeah, I've never received any picture. Perhaps a witness is mistaken? But I did draw it, I swear. I'm not just imagining it. This picture that Emma drew, that reminds me. I guess I should check out the evidence again. Well, anyways, let's continue. The scene that imprinted an image in your mind. Can you please describe it to us? The man... Alright. Since been lost. Oh, here go my controller acting up again. This down here. There you go. Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you would insist on denying its evident existence? Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that the prosecutor for that case, as the prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold! This is the evidence list from the SL9 incident. Please turn it over, Your Honor. Turn it over? Turn it... Ah! What's this? Why is it sideways? Yes, what is that? Hey, that's it! That's the picture I drew! Indeed. Two men appear to be wrestling here. What's the meaning of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list. Huh? These lists, they're different from each other. What? It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were handed 2 years ago was incomplete. These two lists fit together to form one. You can see the marks here, where they were torn apart from each other. So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half the evidence list in that case ever reached you. What? What? Order. But Miss Sky, why did you draw your picture on the back of such an important list? Because that's what Detective Gutman handed me in the questioning room, Your Honor. Wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor! Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head. Mine should be too for as long as this game is taking. If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more of a drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list. But what would that consist of? Anyway, yes, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth. It's possible. Let's see. Is something wrong? Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There is indeed something drawn on the back of my list. That thing. Really? That's that thing. That thing was that was dancing in the evidence room. Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detectives. I guess he was out of scrap paper. Evidence list. List of evidence in the SO9 incident. Half of this list was found in Ghxst's desk. Very well. Witness, will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago? Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor. What's wrong with Emma? She seems to be thinking about something when she was looking at the picture. This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of lightning was so bright all I could see were shadows. After that I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant. I think a flash of light could burn such an image in your mind. Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw. Well, I don't see any contradictions here. This clearly shows Joe Dart about to murder Prosecutor Neil Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination. I have a few things I want to point out, but I'm gonna save them for later. The flashlight, I can see with shadows. Next picture. Exactly what you saw? I'm not buying that, no, because you said all you could see were shadows. Sorry for asking so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw? Of course, this is the exact scene. It wasn't influenced in any way from your talk with the detective? Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, no, of course not. I better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary. I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detectives, so I don't think anyone's story would have influenced me. Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture? Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind. And yet, there's there's clearly a contradiction here. Alright. Can I see the... Hold on. Oh wait, are they combined? So I don't... Okay, they're combined now. Check. It's sideways, like, I can't see it. Like... Is that why it's... Hold on. Is that why by the end of it... Exactly what I saw in that instance. Alright, let me see. I might have fainted. So at the time you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue? No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lighting was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor. You were knocked to the floor? Dark had a tight grip on me, but when Mr. Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the light flashed. Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flashed? That's a picture you drew 2 years ago. That's strange. She claims this is exactly the scene she was imprinted in her mind, and yet there's clearly a contradiction here. Okay, what am I working with? Bro, chill out. Golly, I hate this controller. Piece of cloth, Emma Sky's fingerprints. Let me check this again. It doesn't look like they're wrestling though. It looks like Neil is on the ground. What I saw in that instant. Half of it was found in Gant's desk. Okay, if I show them the evidence list, it'll show them the whole thing. I think I showed them that already. What if I did this? Nope, that didn't do anything. Let me read this again. I drew this picture before hearing from any of the detectives. I don't think anyone's story would have influenced mine. Huh? Oh well. Maybe 2 years ago. Oh, I fainted. You mean you didn't see the actual murder take place? No, I'm sorry. The flash of light only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understandably caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Anyway, this picture shows exactly what I saw. Did you draw this picture right after the incident? I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't do anything. During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Damon Gant and Lana Skye. 2 or 3 days later, the memory could still been fresh in her mind. Excuse me, witness. Can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black? I have to present something. Yeah, there's a contradiction here. How? Hold on. Bro, I hate my controller. Contradiction. A contradiction where? Hold on. Check the cloth. Clear handprint can be seen on the leather cloth. A print belonging to Emma. I think I'll keep this information to myself. In that instant. Wait, if you saw it in that instant. Alright, never mind. I thought I was going somewhere with that, but I'm not. It was found in the victim's body. What did that picture look like? I don't know what to press her on. The broken tip was found. Is it that? I'm gonna try the knife. No, that didn't do anything. There's a contradiction here, but what? They're standing in front of a window here, but I'm lost. Hold on. Let me check this. That didn't do any good. Marshall's fingerprints. Did this piece of cloth do anything? That wasn't gonna do anything. Damn, man, please, I'm just trying to. See exactly what was imprinted in her mind, and yet there's clearly a contradiction here. Where? Bro, like, I'm confused. Died from Blood loss under 10 minutes. Weapon in found in wound was missing tip. 2 years ago. What about the jar? No. I'm confused. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. Let me look at this again. I hate that it's sideways, bro. Like, this is annoying. What's contradicting about it? I don't get it. I must have fainted. I'm confused. Did I press this already? Yeah, I did. All black. The lightning was so bright and I was knocked to the floor. We were knocked to the floor. Dark had me in a tight grip on me, and when Marshall jumped on him, I was knocked away. I turned around and that's when the lightning flashed. I'm confused, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. I'm guessing anything at this point. Exactly what I saw in that instant. Nothing I have can prove that, though. I set the cloth already. I don't know, man. That's the best I could come up with. Blah, 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 blah. I'm already knowing, bruh. Like, let's wrap this up. I'm gonna cut back to whenever I get to where I am with Emma now. Be right back. Alright, y'all, I'm back. I'm back to where we left off with Emma's testimony on this picture. And I sat here and thought about it for maybe about 10 minutes. Listening to this same soundtrack over and over again. I'm not gonna lie, it's driving me crazy. And the only thing I could think about that makes sense, if I could show y'all, if my controller stopped acting up, is Neil's autopsy report, since he's the victim here. Like, nothing else makes sense, but I'm gonna go for it. Oh, thank God. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction. And what is that? Please tell me. What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday. Mr. Wright? Perhaps it would be faster if you simply pointed out this contradiction for us? And I'm gonna get penalized for this? What? I don't know. This? This doesn't even look like a knife. This looks like a ruler. Take that! The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closely, you can see its tip is broken. That don't even look like a knife. That looked like a ruler. This childish ass drawing. Anyways. Even I don't have to look closely to see that, Mr. Wright. But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too. If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off the victim's body. It was the conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer. I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma.
Objection!
And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really. The victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. See, I knew I wasn't tripping about that part. So this is what I was getting at. Hold on. Can I pause? Yeah, this is what I was getting into. I want to say last episode or early this episode because I am recording this on the same day. Um, if he got stabbed in the back, how did he get a punctured heart and lung? That I knew I wasn't tripping when I heard that. Like that didn't make sense to me. Now it's starting to make sense. The contradiction. Thank you. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not yet be broken. That's also true. Ah, what's the meaning of this? Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken beforehand, it couldn't possibly wind up there. That's right. But what does this mean? The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness's memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoyed at the time. But she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There is another explanation. Have you forgotten already about our little something called falsified evidence? You're treading on thin ice, Wright. All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. But how? You can't deny you can't deny the possibility. No. Ah! Order. Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted? Your Honor, please allow me once again to go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the King of Prosecutors Award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Damon Gant. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecutor Marshall chased him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story there's a lie. I'm not lying. The man really was holding up a broken knife. If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must have been another broken knife. Where are we gonna find another broken knife this late in the game? We're gonna go investigate again? No, bro, we're ending this today. What are the chances of there being two broken knives? Another broken knife besides Joe Dark's? There have been one? No! But wait, she said she's not lying. I don't know. Broken knives just don't grow in just grow on trees. There's no way there was another one. Well, Mr. Wright, Your Honor, I believe the witness must be mistaken. I knew it. You really don't believe me. That flash of lightning burned an unforgettable image in her mind. One that's been torturing her ever since. There's no way Emma could be mistaken. If the witness really is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just be explained. It can't just be explained away by a simple observation error. Mr. Wright, in that instance, Emma really did see a broken knife. I assume then that you have some information about this other broken knife? If so, please feel free to enlighten us. The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. I'm getting penalized for this, really? Take a look at this. Here's the real murder weapon. I don't fucking know. Only got one weapon. I don't know. The real murder weapon. A screwdriver? Hold on. If anything's broken here, it's you. Huh? I'm sure this is all very amusing to you, Mr. Wright. But may I remind you that the fate of Miss Lana Skye hangs in the balance? The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take the real murder weapon. This? If it... Bro. What else is it supposed to be? The real murder weapon. I'm confused, y'all. I'm so confused. Hold on. Let me read the autopsy report. Bro, now's not the time to be playing around with my controller. A single stab. I don't have anything in here that resembles a stab. Or... This? Bro! I don't have any other kind of weapons in this, I'm confused. I mean, the jar has blood on it. This game is starting to piss me off. The murder weapon was already broken. I mean, the trophy's broken. Okay, let me look at this before I look at the trophy. The jar already has blood on it. It's not the knife. The only thing I can think of now is this trophy. Oh my gosh. What am I looking for? Bro, I'll be right back, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This took me a minute to get back to because I didn't save the last time. But I did resort to cheating again. I'm done with this trial this time, y'all. Apparently the picture is the correct answer, but yeah, I'm not sure how, but the game's gonna have to explain this to me as I go. And for the record, I'm only cheating just to find the answers. I'm not spoiled by the story. The answer lies in the past, 2 years in the past. Right here in this picture. This is a picture of the award ceremony. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the award prosecutor Marshall is holding. It's a sword. That's a broken knife. Oh, my headset's not on. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was all likelihood from this award. So bro got killed by his own award, is that what you're telling me? Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecutors that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in this dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutors award knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raising a knife would have been Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh. Oh! Okay. But the prosecutor was the one who actually died. That's true. What's going on here? That's what I want to know. I'm in the same seat as Phoenix right now. It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Wait! I remember now. I remember everything. Witness? Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? Could you show me your evidence list again? Please. His list? The one with that picture scribbled on the back? Uh-huh. I knew it! This picture. I'm the one who drew it. What? You drew that? That's right. The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget. I must have locked this part away deep inside me. Perhaps it would be best if we added this to the witness's testimony. Would you please tell us what you've recalled, Miss Skye? Yes, Your Honor. Do you remember everything now? Because it's starting to get on my nerves. First the knife mix-up and now the blue badger. This should be interesting. When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked. I rushed toward both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of lightning, and that's when I saw the blue badger. He wasn't in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow. So there was another one of this and another one of that. Oh, brother. This is certainly most unusual. Try impossible. The chief of detectives hadn't even designed him until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago. Yes, well, the defense may now begin its cross-examination. Stop! Stop! Please, don't pursue this any further. Lana, what's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in the defendant's chair. But you can't do this. I've already confessed to my crime. Why can't you just leave it at that? Chief Prosecutor Sky. We've already come this far. It's too late to turn back. Silence. The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant. It seems to finally getting to the core of the matter. Alright. I'm gonna just get to the end and see what Phoenix has to say. The Blue Badger didn't even exist 2 years ago. So what exactly did Emma see? I've gathered all the evidence. All that's left now is to put the pieces of the puzzle together. I saw that man raise his knife. I panicked and rushed towards them both. Man with the knife. Are you sure about this? Of course. See? I even drew a picture of him here. But it was the chief of the detectives who thought of this hideous beast. And that was just this year. Blue Badger didn't exist 2 years ago. Is that all quite verifiable? This is all quite verifiable. I know it sounds strange. I was surprised too when I saw him at the police department. And I had this nagging feeling I had seen him before somewhere. Now I finally remembered. Oh brother, just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion. Tell us, were you in the room? Were you in the room? Did you see him dancing? He wasn't in the room, but I saw his shadow. What did you mean, you think? It all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kind of a blur. This guy was almost killed before she was witness to a murder about to take place. So with much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural. I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshall. I know I had to stop the man with the knife. What you did was very brave, young girl. So then, what happened next? His shadow. So you mean you didn't actually see his face with its winning smile and all? That's right, but I still remember it. It had 3 creepy horns. This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. They may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, I suppose you have an explanation? If so, then by all means. Please tell us what this shadow really was. What was it Emma saw when that lightning flashed? Who is this blue badger really? I might know! The blue badger hadn't even been dreamt up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she's certain she saw its shadow. Ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Real quick. Before I fail. It is the defense's belief that on this fateful day 2 years ago, there indeed was something that looked similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room. Mr. Wright! In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is it that the witness saw in that instant? Look, this is why I saved. I was gonna get penalized. Please show us... Please show us this mysterious blue badger lookalike. Blue badger lookalike? Something that looks like this? And it's sitting in this very room? I don't got nothing like that. Are they referring to this cloth? Nope. Maybe it was the cloth. Behold, in her confusion, the witness mistook this for the blue badger. Actually, that don't even make no sense. The only person mistaking anything around here is you. Huh? This doesn't look anything like the blue badger. Crap. First towards him. I saw the blue badger. I'll press this again and choose the other option.
Objection! Objection!
Go on ahead. I'm not sure. I absolutely have and positively have no idea whatsoever. Oh, brother. But that's the same expression I have. Well, it's always good to be sure of oneself. Apparently it helps when trying to overlook one's failures. But I know what I saw. I'm not making this up. Mr. Wright, please. You've got to believe me. Emma. The blue badger didn't even exist 2 years ago. So what exactly did Emma see? I've gathered all the evidence. All that's left now is to pull the pieces to the puzzle together.
Hold it!
Why would you do something so dangerous? What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshall. He seems convinced that Dark was the one holding the knife. But as we've just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the only one holding the knife. Well, I didn't know that at the time. When that dark guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I gotta help that other person.
Hold it!
What do you mean you think? Oh yeah, I read all this. badger.
Hold it!
Are you sure about this? What do I possibly have that looks anything like this? The Blue Badger didn't even exist 2 years ago, so what exactly did Emma see? I've got it. What am I supposed to do? Just bullshit and lie and say that something looked like the Blue Badger?
Hold it! Objection! Objection!
She saw something shadow. If my controller acts out one more time, let me look at the Blue Badger again. What do I possibly have that even looks close to this? You say I had weird 3 horns? Is it the jar? Can't be the jar. The jar don't even make no sense. Nothing in here looks like the badger. What am I looking for? I'm gonna be right back once I thought of a random thought of something, cause this doesn't make any sense. I'm not gonna hold y'all. The only thing I can think of that looks like this badger is the jar. I'm not gonna lie, cause I looked at everything else and I'm out of ideas.
Take that!
The mysterious blue badger was in fact this. Didn't this thing have like 3 horns on it? It doesn't look anything like the blue badger. You're gonna have to, again, you're gonna have to explain this to me. But that's, what exactly is that? I believe it's some sort of jar. But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger. That's exactly my point, so you're gonna have to explain this to me. Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. It's a plain jar. I thought I was onto something, that's why I stopped. However, what if we changed our viewpoint? Our viewpoint? I got to show them the correct angle to look at the... They're having me do too much now. I don't know. They're having me do too much. At least I don't get penalized for this one. Rotate left. This? This isn't right. I gotta make it look like the badger.
Objection!
Allow me to remind the defense its case hinges on the witness's drawing. If Mr. Wright can't match the shape of the witness drew, we cannot accept his claim. I gotta find the right angle. Maybe I should rotate it vertically a bit more. Or a bit more horizontally? That's not helping. How can it look like that? I don't know. pointy at the top. She said, hold on. I can't even look at my evidence right now. I can't even pause right now. Bro, I'm gonna be here all night if I sit around playing with this. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, I think I figured it out. I think it looks like this. Cause that looks like the blue badger, right? I'm grasping at straws, y'all. Please be it. What?
Objection!
Bro. Rotate it. This?
Objection!
Bro! What am I supposed to be clicking? Bro, I don't know what I'm doing. Do I turn it around?
Take that!
Bro. Let me figure out this angle, y'all. Give me 1 second. I thought I had it figured it out. This has to be the right angle, please. I've been at this for like an hour and a half. Please tell me this is right. Hold on. This has to be right, please.
Take that!
What? Bro, I'm looking at guides and everything. How can this not be right?
Objection!
It looks exactly the same as it... Bro. Bro, am I tripping right now? This is so, like, specific.
Take that! Objection!
What is it supposed to look like? Bro, this game is about to get on my nerves. Why is this a mini game? This?
Take that! Objection!
Bro. There's literally no other way for me to turn it. It's done been in every single angle possible. Upside down, maybe? Like...
Take that! Objection!
Bro, once a cutscene comes, I'm a cut the video back on because this is starting to get annoying. I've been sitting here for 15 minutes trying to get this jar to look like this, and I did it for like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Bro, it's like 1 in the morning as I'm recording this. I should not be yelling this much. Wrap this up. Why do you have to be so specific? Damn. Well, is this a miracle or what? That is so far of a stretch. I honestly believe this is a lie. No one can possibly deny the jar's resemblance to the blue badger. No. It can't be. Order, order. The defense has proven its claim. The mysterious blue badger witnessed on the day of the crime was actually this.
Objection!
Although we all enjoyed Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. This was one hell of a performance. Bro, when I say I'm not leaving until this video is done, I mean it, because this game is starting to get on my nerves. What's your point? What do you mean? So that blue badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed? Very well then, please tell us. What difference... Hold on. What's different now that we know the witness saw this jar? A murder weapon. It's got blood on it. Allow me to take these in turn. At the moment of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At a very specific angle, might I add, Mr. Wright. Yes. Well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar? Where? The location of the jar is shown in a picture taken on the day of the murder. It's on a shelf in the office of Damon Gant. But the body was found lying near Lana Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Yes, it is these two facts that reveal what actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gant's office. Are you implying the murderer moved the victim's body from Damon Gant's office to Lana Sky's office? Yes. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason. Do you know what that reason was, Mr. Wright? I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness's testimony. I'm saving here. Hold on. Alright. Please recall the witness's testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent the jar flying? That would have had to have been the impact of the man made when he knocked into the wall. Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. Yeah, because that knight is still right there. If the man was knocked into the direction of the shelf jar, the shelf was sitting on, what would he have hit? Ah! The suit of armor, holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword. Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have to have been Neil Marshall, wielding the King of Prosecutors trophy. No, Mr. Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes. There's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room. Another possibility? Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless, I don't know if I can go through with this. Mr. Wright, what's the matter? If events took place as the defense theorizes, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man Emma Sky knocked away was actually Prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh! You mean Mr. Marshall died because of me? This took one hell of a turn. No! I never imagined her testimony would lead to this. So it was the witness who took the victim's life and then proved so with her own testimony. This is unprecedented. So, what are you saying? I'm sorry, Miss Sky, but given the circumstances, Joe Dark murdered Prosecutor Marshall. How can you think it was Emma? How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that. Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forging evidence 2 years ago. The reason you moved Prosecutor Marshall's body was to keep anyone from finding out what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I'm willing to bet you don't. Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence. If we don't have any evidence, then we'll have to rely on testimony. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in this incident are dead. You certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has all been a wild goose chase from the beginning. You telling me? Touché, Miss Sky. Of course. That only leaves us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? I mean, the possibility that the victim has left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die instantly. He maybe have left behind the name of the person who took his life. In one manner or another. That's impossible. Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left to you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist? I got to think back to the court record. I'm pausing here. Hold on. The real murderer's name that the victim may have left behind is in the evidence. This message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright! Will you stop at nothing to prove my sister's a murderer? Do not be mistaken, Miss Sky. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crime. There is only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be. Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveys a message from the deceased. Hold on. Bro. Oh, the piece of cloth. This is the message from the deceased. Right. Now then. This is a message from the... What? Oh, I guess that wasn't right. It would have to be in written form. It has to be in written form? Hold on. Why would it be in written form? A message from the dead. Evidence found on Ghxst's desk. Not the autopsy report. The evidence? Not the evidence. It can't be the evidence list again, can it? A message from the dead? Would it be... Wait, would it be the picture? What? I'm lost. If a dead person left behind a message, it would have to be in written form. That's the only logical conclusion. It has to be in written form. Files from the John Dark killings. Found. It's not the autopsy report. The autopsy report? That's the only thing I can think of. This item thing ain't gonna be much use anymore. Autopsy report. What? If a dead person left behind a message, it would have to be in written form. That's the only logical conclusion. What else could it be, y'all? I'm confused. The record? A message from the deceased. Victim memo found in car trunk. Wait. Wouldn't it be this? Wait. I can't turn it around. Oh wait, it already says SL9. Would it be the memo? Nope. You already know the drill. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, y'all. I'm back to where we started, or left off. And y'all already know I cheated, bruh. Apparently the answer is the unstable jar. So, let's go. This is that blue badger from before, right? Oh, is he going to just speak... Oh, is he going to just speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. It's like everyone is forgetting this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar. What do you mean? If you look closely, you can see a faint trail of blood on this jar. Yes. It looks like someone wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice. For some reason, the blood on some of the fragrance was not wiped away. Or fragments. Yes, there's a line here drawn in blood. So what are you saying? Is these dots were once lines? Prosecutor Marshall did not die instantly. He used the few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. One that someone apparently wiped away. The blood must have spread into the jar where the lines changed directions. Precisely so. All we need to do is connect these points, and the victim's message will become apparent. No. Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us? Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the answer. I got to connect the dots to make letters. There's only one thing the victim would have written given the circumstances. His murderer's name. How the hell am I supposed to do this? Hold on. Present. Hold on.
Take that!
What do you think? I came up with this message. I didn't do anything yet. I'm getting penalized for it. Wait. I never was much good at handwriting. I guess I'll check the court record. Let's make letters. I'm trying to figure out what could it possibly say. Go back to the court record. Jesus. My echo dot is going off in the background. Undo? What does undo mean? What am I undoing? Am I drawing something? Like, I'm confused. I don't know exactly what I can undo here. I'm not about to take another life. I'm cheating again. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, for this one, I didn't, I figured out what I was supposed to do. Apparently I'm supposed to draw. Oh, there you go. Okay. Alright. So I'm connecting here. I could connect here to here. Can I connect it anywhere else? I mean, I can. That don't make no sense, though. Undo, undo. This looks like it's supposed to say eat. Oh my god. I'ma finish it. I don't think I can connect that. Okay. Bro. I don't believe this. It says clear as day. Emma. What is going on?
Take that!
It's a defense attorney's duty to prove their client's innocence. That's why all I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Emma. So this is the final message Prosecutor Marshall left behind. This is crazy. Of all people. She may not have meant it, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life was Emma Skye. This is crazy. Seaworthy, can't say I didn't warn you. You knew this, Chief Ghxst. Don't you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dark was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecutor in the case, were you not? Yes, Worthy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used forged evidence to ensure his conviction. But Joe Dark really was a serial killer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Didn't you know? We aren't defenders of justice. What? We're merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter. Even if there wasn't any cover-up or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. This is insane! No wonder this trial has been so difficult. They didn't want to have me see this. Despite what anyone may say, that fact cannot be denied. What's going on at the prosecutor's office? They might have sent an innocent man to his death. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order! 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 The gavel's pounding fell on deaf ears. Unable to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is headed, no one knows. To be continued. Bro, I spent an hour and 2 hours on this game. What do you mean to be continued? Final day, final ladder. Bro. Y'all see the video, bro. Y'all see the video. I've tried to get to the end of this. Apparently, it's not over. Because this just got crazier. Like, no wonder it was so difficult. They didn't want me to see this. Apparently, Emma's the killer. What? But you know what? I'm gonna wrap this up here. I'm about to lose my mind. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys like to see and want more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to film immediately after this. It is almost 2 in the morning, but I am invested, and I need the series to end. Hopefully on a good note. Don't get me wrong. Love Phoenix Wright. I love the game. I love the way it plays out most of the time. But this game, this game got on my nerves so bad, especially with the whole turning jar thing. That pissed me off. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Sometimes I love myself, touch myself.